Following his triumphant comeback at WWE SummerSlam, Roman Reigns assumed the role of original tribe chief. Jacob almost reclaimed the Alpha, the role that Fatu played in last week's. On SmackDown, Solo Sikoa was given the opportunity to. He probably has the upper hand with his soldiers. Reigns is about to leave the small screen forever because of the lineage of attack, but that group is unwilling to. Unoccupied when it doesn't rain, thus a few large actions on their part are anticipated. Thus without further ado, here are 5 abilities that the lineage has prior to Roman. Reigns offers 5 possible generations of the family to feud. Starting out alone, Sikoa with Jimmy USO. Performed after the acquisition of the lineage was to remove Jimmy USO from the organization he was a part of. Made the choice due of his siblings' loss in Juso at Extravaganza XL. Jimmy USO, who has been sidelined because of an unknown injury that occurred in April, anticipated making a swift comeback and regretted the 2024 WWE Draft. The unprecedented Hollywood personality is expected to become a SmackDown member when he gets back to the kind of work he enjoys. Return the favor to Solo Sikoa and his henchmen by they could get into an argument as Roman rules. While his absence, he may make a triumphant reappearance on the blue. From Tanga's brand to Jacob Fatu's, the unofficial WWE Tag Team title matchup versus the Sidewalk. Earnings in this manner, WWE would also start the catalyst for the reuniting of the original Family Tree 4. The Family Tree collapses. The WWE match between Cody Rhodes and Kevin Owens beat up during Berlin after Cody's assault by Jacob Fatu. Rhodes' solo SEO almost managed to defending WWE champion at No Matter What. SummerSlam's self-proclaimed tribe chief was not eligible to become champion, occasioned by the assault of the Romans on the show that airs after SummerSlam. Sikoa wanted a rematch with the player who, United States-based. Despite this, the second option declined to confront the lineage patriarch once again and advised him to make it to the finals. Yet again, the next championship defense of Cody RH will compete at the WWE Party against Kevin Owens this coming Saturday, August, in Berlin 31st. It's conceivable that the family tree can potentially harm both German males. Result at the end of disqualification. SEO might be impacted by the American Nightmare. Another chance at the crown if he doesn't, potentially in a match between Hell's Cells when there are no disruptions at Bad Blood. No problem at all for the Onoi clan. Seniors formally established Solo Sikoa as the tribe's head of state. The conflict between Roman exercises complete control and authority on the standing of for the tribe's head honcho. Conflicting perspective on SmackDown since, officially, SummerSlam. Roman Reigns, designated as the head of the tribe by Uncle Sika and his father Ayla after his loss to Hell in a Cell in Juso. They gave him the ULFA in 2020. Pendant when that happened, thus single Sikoa cook. No one else can do it except Rocky, mentioning that this may potentially be the first tribal chief's punishment, being that he ended the undisputed WWE Championship status upon his return to his family at. Since Sikoa assumed leadership of SummerSlam, a lack of precipitation and averting the group. To avoid disintegration, his elders may provide his authority. Forces of Solo Sikoa, George's Heyman, to remember the one who endured the most for Paul Heyman. Sometime after solitary Sikoa's control of it, the wrestler's family tree attacked and expelled from the organization the month of June when he declined to declare the ex-enforcer to be his. Roman rule was overridden by tribal chief Heyman. Issues that arise anytime the head of them used to sometimes step away from WWE programming. Therefore, Paul Heyman's potential comeback in the course of a downpour break will go on. Within the narrative around the lineage of faction may coerce him into joining their outside counsel and perhaps cause harm that may result in Roman reigns for him. After your next visit, you might also have the chance Mon will be back with Jimmy USO to handle. when Sikoa is on his own with his troops, Zilla Fatu and Rishi Julius to the family tree quite unexpectedly, Roman Reigns on their own to Tongaloa and Tamatonga on his own during his first altercation with the only line of descent that the group might adopt, removed from office, the first tribal chief when they inserted a wounded Jacob Fatu into the backup role. It's possible that solitary Sikoa will act to fortify the entity during the reign of the Romans' absence, allowing him to present Julio as the group's reportedly powerhouse. The 6'8" star joined WWE after signing with them. Tongaloa and Tatonga are brothers who are both SmackDown, and Zilla Fatu have the potential to yet another prospective expansion of C's. Umaga's lineage includes his son, would coexist harmoniously with him. Asserted oneself as the head of the tribe, just happens to be a huge fan of Umaga, similar to the one that the new line of descent uses, not yet have a Wiseman, which would allow them to. C's will also be releasing one soon. Rocky's father is a formidable contender for become a member of the WWE Hall of Fame. He was considering becoming a member the company due to the fact that Roman Reigns not have a chance against single Sikoa and family tree. Roman Reigns has returned at long last on WWE Network, hell-bent on restore his status as the senior member of the group. At SummerSlam and SmackDown, he defeated Solo Sikoa and his reorganized group, but the tides turned against him. So when Jacob Fatu got back from his trip this week, since a lot of people are hoping to see the original, the chief of the tribe fiercely retorts, are destined to fail and experience the same outcome, reuniting with the new lineage. Presented here are 4 justifications why Roman Solo Sikoa will defeat Reigns. The lineage whenever they intermarry. Routes on SmackDown at the moment. So far, so good. Without further ado, let me to begin. 1. Roman Reigns confronted the monstrosity on his own, resulted in the frequent application of an advantage was a determining factor. Historic reign of the Romans as the WWE Universal Champion without a challenge, together with the following domination of the lineage. One of the most important players in guaranteeing that reign is greater by mandating the heads of the tribes will absolutely necessary. Now, since he's the one in charge, it's certain that table SEO will use comparable approaches. It is conventional for ex-heels to take a hit during Triple H's reign. This creature, which Reigns produced, cannot avoid confronting results before figuring out how to address the danger that 2 Sikoas incur. Regard on WWE SmackDown as the newest reigning champion, Roman Reigns had a triumphant retour at SummerSlam and wasted no time removing almost his whole family tree. Exactly the same thing happens on SmackDown, except one. This week saw the return of Jacob Fatu. If the first tribal chief was in a stronger position, conflicting parties involved in the dispute would hardly be interesting because of the family tree often found themselves at the epic. The Civil War as a whole and narrative layout may really benefit from a middle ground that the 2 camps Solo Sikoa should increase the amount of trustworthiness before to his bout with Reigns. It is within the means of the first tribal chief to continue to lose ground in order to promote his adversary to the role of plot summary. Advances 3 conflict zones in ongoing conflict between the WWE's creative members of the squad have shown remarkable tolerance to, although a number of current plots progressively but efficiently constructing pleasurable Triple H playoff performance, unlikely to hurry through a particularly fascinating competitions associated with the Enterprise's most prominent star, thereby guiding, leading up to a number of minor conflicts. Huge, high-profile battle, those contests or Roman Reigns will be deposed due to conflicts, repeatedly without making a difference. His legitimacy, he transformed into a sweetheart upon his return, but heel seldom reverts to his previous habits after his major. Instead of dog days, Reigns would have to, in order to take on novel and imaginative tasks, from one meeting to the next, just as he had plotted against his adversaries during his, the leader of the tribe, in order to arrange for Those who have left the lineage take back the USOs, Sami Zayn, and they can be rather distant. Subsequently, however, a huge get-together, include Roman Reigns, is a done deal, set in Raw. While doing so, his whole life narrative, specific plot points involving Jimmy USO, Jey USO, and Sami Zayn conclude in the reuniting a long-lost family on. The solitary Soren faces up against WWE SmackDown. Terrible beat continues to be lost by faction. Declines and unjust humiliation may fulfill very motivating aspects to help Sami and the USOs get back together. Zayn endured unimaginable cruelty. They suffered under the control of their tribal leader, ought to feel an irresistible pull from their affection, as well as compassion for Reigns to reach his assistance, and that will not be provided until he is deep inside. 5 challenges Sikoa alone. Family tree may do while Roman isn't around. Partnerships between budding celebrities and blockbuster. Strife after the dissolution of the Roman Empire. Unexpected disappearance. The lineage is currently at meeting point with the chief of the tribe. The image, Samoa, is on his own. Deputy to spearhead his group's entry into unknown regions. How does this impact the WWE scene? There are 5 possible actions to take, which solo Sikoa and the lineage are able to accomplish in order to maintain their supremacy. Without a doubt, join forces with presenting stars, the next crop of assertion of control, asterisk, completing the first task by himself without Roman Reigns, need to ensure the continuation of the lineage.